Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, brother. This is my brother, bro. Okay? Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's
Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
In case you missed it, this tweet went viral reading, "There's holes in the passing of King Von. If you truly investigate it, you'll notice it. If anything, he would have been the one to fake his own death for all the murder cases he was about to face." As right after King Von died, he was then tied into the lead role of FBG Duck's death, as police found that he paid O-Block members $100,000, including diamond O-Block chains for the hit. He was then also tied in several other Chicago murders, as mentioned in the Traveler Ross King Von documentary. This is when close friends of OTF tweeted, "Von made it through his 2 surgeries, then woke up screaming for his firearm. He went into shock, then passed away. He only had 1 surgery to go."
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries to go. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the 2nd surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making it through 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
Meaning that King Von was still alive after being hit by a firearm, even alive in the hospital. With this information coming out, many wonder how Boosie knew that he didn't have a firearm 2 years ago if this information was just released this week.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even,
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if all you have real security,
all of them is supposed blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over
bro.
everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Because I like King Von. You know?
This made the story extremely confusing and a little suspicious. Even King Von's cousin Balo revealed his security guard allowed Von to get in a fight with Quando, then the bodyguard disappeared from the scene and no one has seen him since.
His security guard let him walk. You get paid he get paid to protect. How the you let him walk over? In fact, you ain't even supposed to let him fight. He ain't supposed to be touching nobody. Security guard, if anything, you make sure Quando them leave. Whoever else they was with, you make sure they leave. How you let him walk over somebody that's, the reason y'all here, the reason everybody in this parking lot here, because this man right here making the money and y'all his entourage. But that security guard, it's something fishy with him. That's why he deleted his Instagram. I definitely feel like it's foul play. I don't know where it's coming from, but I definitely feel like it's some weird shit going on.
With the security then deleting his Instagram, nobody has seen him since. But when investigating his passing further, you actually notice the holes in the story of King Von's death and you understand the truth. As on November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew headed over to a club in Atlanta for his album's release party. The night was supposed to be a massive celebration of life and success for King Von, but nobody knew that it would be so short-lived. This is because King Von had many enemies. Growing up in a dangerous place like O-Block, he knew the risks of being caught out in public. So when rolling out to the club, Von's crew consisted of 20 to 25 members spread across 8 vehicles that all went to the party. Even Von's manager 100K Track spoke on the extreme measures that Von took regarding security.
I travel with one security that moves with Von and he traveled with 2 more securities. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck. And not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, later on in that night, something would then change. Von would then act out, putting his entire life in jeopardy. But in the meantime, Von's party was going great. Everyone was having a good time, all celebrating the success of his newest album. However, the party then ended around 2:30 a.m. When Von and his entourage began exiting the club, the original plan was to go to the Airbnb for the night, but Von changed the plans.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
With the entire crew heading to the Airbnb, King Von would then tell his driver to go to another club known as the Monaco Lounge. This would be the first decision of many that led to the end of King Von. However, it gets very suspicious from here.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
As this is where it gets strange. The people in King Von's truck only let the rest of the team know that Von had changed the plans going to Monaco when they arrived at the new club. So when the rest of the team found out, they then made U-turns, going over to the new club instantly, but arriving at quite literally the worst time possible. Once Von's manager got to Monaco, he knew something was off about Von. He wasn't acting like the upbeat guy that he usually was. Instead, he was very quiet, as Von's crew ended up arriving, all getting ready to enter the club, but King Von still sat in the back of his Escalade, not talking to anyone on his phone.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30-35 minutes.
This is when 100K Track would hop in the truck to help him, which resulted in Von finally agreeing to go into the lounge. Due to the Monaco club rules, Von's crew have to leave their firearms in their trucks, so they would end up sending the security in to look around the club, making sure everything was safe before Von entered.
I went to the car he was in, I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat, I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no.
But without even realizing it, the real danger was outside in the parking lot. This is because Quando Rondo was in his car with a couple of his own gang members getting some sleep. Since Von and the rest of the team were still waiting for the okay to enter the club, one of Von's security guards, whose job was to check the parking lot, noticed that Quando was sitting in his car. He would then tell King Von, "Did you know Quando was here?" Resulting in King Von sprinting out of his truck and going straight to him.
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
With King Von reacting instantly, jumping out of his truck, looking to confront Quando, his team was trying to get him to chill out and not start a scene. But this didn't stop him, as King Von went around the front of the white vehicle and immediately began swinging at Quando.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Only a few seconds into the brawl, Quando's best friend Lil Tim would then jump out of the back of the white car with his firearm in his hand. He would end up using it to defend his brother Quando, hitting King Von multiple times across his body. He also hit Von's manager once in the leg as well. However, some of Von's members were still strapped. They would instantly retaliate on Lil Tim, making him fall to the ground only a few feet away. But with the noise eclipse going off in the area, 2 off-duty officers working security down the street, as well as one on-duty officer would then pull up to the scene. On a 3-2-1 count on their walkie-talkies, they would all unleash multiple rounds into the area, ended up hitting one of King Von's gang members and ending his life. During this, Von lied right in the middle of the street with Quando on top of him. People believe that Quando was trying to snatch Von's chain before fleeing the area, but 100K Track believes Von was holding Quando there to shield himself.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
However, once the scene relaxed and people stopped using their firearms, the race to save King Von's life was then on. His closest friend Muop would run right into the middle of the street, hitting Quando right out of the way from King Von, picking up King Von and helping him get into the getaway car. Meanwhile, Quando and his team would then leave the scene in the white truck, with Von's crew helping him get into the getaway car and begin driving to the hospital. They didn't even realize what they were driving beside Quando's car on the highway the entire time. Von was conscious the entire ride, and members in King Von's car had then spoken out, saying that Von was trying to keep everyone in good spirits and assured everyone that he would be okay.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him, was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
As after arriving at the hospital, Kingvon was then rushed into the operating room, where he would then survive 2 of his 3 surgeries before suddenly passing away due to a nurse startling him.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper Kingvon from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
With this going viral online, Lil Tim would then do his first interview a year later, speaking about how Kingvon sadly died.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was Kingvon who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn. If Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
As Lil Tim survived his injuries at the hospital, but while getting surgery done, he was actually handcuffed to his hospital bed, and he was charged with the passing of Kingvon. But after multiple hearings in court, he would then have his charges dropped. Confirmed by his attorney in August 2023, it reads, the case against Mr. Leaks, aka Lil Tim, was dismissed before ever being indicted, which makes many believe that Kingvon never actually died, which is why Lil Tim was never indicted, being on the run, hiding from all of the murder charges coming his way.
Check it out, let's walk over here and see this Vaughn picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man, the play. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.